Just-in-time accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at www.justintimeaccessories. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Check it out. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at
Legacy Unlocked. When you're locked out of your vehicle, can't get in your car, call Legacy, serving West Palm Beach and surrounding cities. That's area code 229-630-7615. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you been denied disability, Social Security, or custodianship of your children? Call Antonio Williams. He has the knowledge and experience to fight the government on your behalf. Let him represent you. That's Antonio Williams, your non-legal attorney consultant.
The one thing that I found out in my life is that God doesn't bless who you pretend to be.
Ooh.
He blesses who you really are.
Oh my goodness.
And a lot of people are trying to put on a facade of who they really want to be. And I'm telling them, if you're honest with where you are right now, that's the only way you can move to where you really want to be.
Okay.
Now I'm from the Midwest. So I don't know how to get to every place, so I put it in the GPS. The first thing the GPS asks you is, can I use your location?
Okay.
And I think too many people are saying they're somewhere that they're not. And if they could actually, in 2024, say, you know what, I want to go to somewhere different, but I got to be honest about where I am right now.
Okay.
Good evening, good evening. Welcome back. Welcome to the Anthony Brown Show, this segment that we call the ATL Family and Friends Show. It is so great to be back in the number just one more time. I tell you. Yes. How y'all doing? Let me adjust my camera. Just give me 1 second. Let me get things organized and stuff. Welcome back. Those of you that are new to the channel, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. It costs you nothing to subscribe. Matter of fact, it's free. Free.com, FREE.com to subscribe. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That way you'll be notified every time we go live, or every time we post anything on this channel, you will be notified so that you won't miss a thing. You'll stay abreast to what's going on. Also, go ahead and click that like button, which is a thumbs up. So that's YouTube and Facebook know that you appreciate what we're doing over here, and they will then share our material with other people with similar interests as yours, so the family can grow. And of course, if you comment below, we will share your comments on the air and respond accordingly. So go ahead and do your thing. Subscribe, like, and of course, comment. And as I say weekly, I can't do this show by myself. I have to call on my family and my friends, my extended family, my brothers and sisters from other mothers. You know what I'm saying? I can't do this by myself. So I'm joined tonight by none other than the very beautiful, the very lovely, the very bright Miss Tayama Williams.
Hello, everybody.
What's up?
You
What's
already
up,
know how I'm
Tayama?
doing. Hi. What's going on with you? Are you doing a mannequin challenge again? And don't blame my best friend.
So you already knew what the beat was.
Not my man's. Not my man's.
Yes, Yes, him.
Not
Yes,
my
him.
man's, my man's, my man's, not my
He
man's.
trying he trying to save $1 and get cheaper internet.
Cause, cause that dollar be making them niggas holla.
I thought it was
My
the
man's,
milkshake.
my man's.
I thought it was that milkshake.
That too, on occasions.
I thought that was bringing them to the yard.
Yes.
But listen, not only am I joined by the very beautiful Miss Tail Sweetness, I also searched out for some cake. Because, they say a fat kid love cake, and I definitely love my cake. You know what I'm saying? So I searched the world for, for like a 7-layer cake. Not necessarily a wedding cake, but I just need a 7-faceted cake. Something with some real butter, some margarine, some carnation milk.
That ain't fair. She
Yes.
said that ain't fair. That ain't
So that
fair.
kind of cake you cut moisten and just stick the fork and the knife. So we found none other than Miss Juicy Cakes.
Blessings, blessings. Look, as soon as you did it, then the signal went like, we ain't gonna show up for you today. I said, oh Lord, I'm gonna have to be a mannequin.
Okay.
How y'all doing? How's everybody? Thank you for coming
How's
and
everybody doing
finding me
tonight?
across all the 7 oceans and seas.
I can say, where are you? Because normally you're in the car. So where are you tonight?
Look, I got out the car.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the car. I'm still, look, we in here. Yeah, I'm still in the car. I gotta put some more in there.
So you just stepped out home to stretch your legs.
Yeah, I stepped out to stretch my legs for real quick. And to do the introduction in a little
That's it.
different scene.
Okay. Yes. It's so wonderful to be in the number.
It really is, and I'm so
Um,
thankful.
yes. Tell me, where's Tyson?
He at home.
Miss Tam? Yeah.
He at
Oh,
home.
okay.
You know I couldn't deal with that man out here with somebody on the side of the road. Tyson to get mad and be ready to go to war.
Tyson been to turn the car over.
What? Tyson to be like, I'm gonna call my daddy, I'm gonna call my auntie, I'm calling somebody to come get me. You can stand out here all you want, lady. He ain't having it.
Okay. Period.
Hmm.
I know that. I know that's right. And then he's so smart, he knows how to FaceTime everybody.
What? Okay, he was calling he Uncle Tony. He like, Uncle Tony, what's up?
You calling me everything. I'm thinking you calling me.
Okay,
Tyson.
I be telling people, honey, my little man, he's my little man. That's my man's.
Okay, for real.
That boy be calling, child,
2 years old, FaceTiming people and know who he calling.
and ready to talk, ready to tell y'all the tea.
Ready to talk and cut up.
So
I,
people, when people tell you you overdoing it with your child, make your child the smartest thing out there. Okay, it is
yes.
never too early to start educating your kid.
It is never too early. And your child is going to be smart because of you. Like, geniuses are not born, they are created. It's a
No,
development of the mental. And you
oh
got to put
no.
in the work to do it.
When I tell
See,
you exactly,
Thelma
We
told me
all,
too. And she registered him for school. He was so smart they had to put him in with the 4-year-olds.
honey, because he was getting real bored, honey. Don't play with me. You going in knowing your colors, your ABCs, your 1, 2, and your threes. Now
that's
anything
why I
else they
took
want to
Mianki
teach you,
out.
knock yourself out.
They were like,
Okay.
he's mastered everything, and we're only at the middle of the year. It was before the Christmas break. I don't know what we're gonna do with him when he come back after break. I said, don't worry, and he ain't go back.
Let me tell you, Tyson was calling the other kids babies because they didn't know.
Hey,
That little
baby,
bitch so big.
baby.
He was like, yeah, baby,
Look,
baby.
he as though he could be the student teacher's assistant.
Okay. Yo, that man is crazy. That lady thought she could shock him by putting the color purple up there to see if he knew the color. He said purple.
Okay.
That lady was done. That lady
Oh,
was done. She say most kids would have underlined that under blue or something. They would have never gave me purple. Not Tyson. He ready, boy. He ready.
okay. Listen, I was going through Twitter today, which is now the new app called X, and this is what I saw on Steve Harvey's Twitter. That people be lying, knowing they lying, knowing you know they lying, and still lie. I said, damn, he must know my nephew.
That just tickled me, son, because I know some people like that too. And I be looking at that, and and then they get mad because you be like, you lie.
Tell them they lie and tell them how they lie, and they still holding on to the lie and continue to lie.
Yeah. And I was like, nah, you doing me like that. Mm-mm.
I said, damn, Steve Harvey must know DeAndre.
So what DeAndre lie about?
What he's not lying about. That'll be easier to answer. Because everything coming out his mouth seems to be a lie.
Mm. She don't.
Matter of fact, it's to the point now where I don't even think DeAndre has the ability to tell the truth.
Mm. She wants some water.
He told
Okay.
me to tell you that you need to forgive him and let him come back. That girl done broke his soul. Now he needs you to mend his soul. Even though you told him, nephew. You're not right, Tony.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video disc under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This infringement of copyright is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, as per Title 17 USC 107. This video falls within the guidelines of the following 4 fair use factors: the purpose and character of your use, the nature of the copyrighted work, the amount and substantiality of the portion taken, the effect of the use upon the potential market.
So let me put up a disclaimer real quick before I start cussing you out, Tiama. So I won't be held liable for nothing I say. The disclaimer has been posted. Bitch, how dare you talk about let him come back? Hell no. Send him over to where you at. That's what we're going to do. But listen, I got quite a few videos to show tonight. Legacy sent quite a few videos. One thing that Legacy and I had a real deep conversation about a while back, and this video that I'm going to show you kind of coincide with what almost a little bit what Legacy and I had talked about in the past. That's why I wish he was on the show, because he sent these videos to me, but he's not here yet to talk about them. But one thing that Legacy and I had talked about one time is, what if, for all the Christians out there, those that believe in God or believe in a higher power, But just by chance, what if, because the Bible clearly says that study to show thyself approved. I mean, don't necessarily just sit there and sit in the church or in the congregation and take the pastor's word for what he's saying in the pulpit, but you also have to study that word to show yourself approved, to get your own deeper understanding and knowledge and revelation of what God is saying. Because remember, the man that's in the pulpit is flesh, and sometimes flesh can get into him, and quote unquote his feelings, and he may be saying things that's contradictory to the word, but coincide with how he's feeling. So you got to study that word sometime or all the time to show thyself approved by God and to get a deeper understanding that God revealed to you. So one thing that Legacy and I have often have said in the past, more so Legacy, is what if the biggest myth in the world right now that Satan has is to fool everybody that the word of God is really of Satan. Because truth be told, most of us have never even read the Bible, and then those who have read, we've never really read from cover to cover. And the little bit that we have read, it was just simply because the pastor said, open your books to chapter so-and-so, paragraph so-and-so, and let us read. And you read along. You had no understanding. You was waiting for church to get out so you can go eat. Go to the Sunday buffet. So, with that being said, I'm going to show this video.
Right.
Oh, what you was saying, Tiama?
And for us in Florida, Morrison's was the place to go after church.
Yes, God.
Oh, Lord, missed them so much.
I'm so mad they closed down.
Amen.
And then my church used to get out an hour early from other churches in the community. So that means we didn't have no line to wait in. We got in and walked right up to the counter.
Oh, that was the good old days. These kids don't know food.
Okay. Yes. So I'm gonna show this video, and we'll talk about it a little bit.
Okay, let go.
Satan's true name is God. We are not supposed to be calling upon the name God, and I'm going to show you. So I'm reading from the book of Enoch, which was removed from our Bibles. This is referring to a type of angels and their names. And the third was named Godriel, or shortened would be God. He it is who shown the children of men all the blows of death, and he led astray Eve. So this is literally talking about Satan, the one who led astray Eve, right, in the garden. His true name is Godriel, which shortened would be God. Now, if you go on Google and you type in God definition, you'll see this little name pop up next to it, G-A-D. God. The same way it's pronounced in Enoch, with that little vowel point above the A. Now look at this. Baal God means Lord of Fortune. Why do you think on the back of our money it says, in God we trust? It's not talking about the Most High of the Bible.
Right.
It's a reference to Satan, the evil one.
Knowledge is power.
Now check this out. Every time you see Baal in the scriptures, it actually is just the Hebrew word for Lord. Right. So we're not supposed to be calling him Lord either. All right, go into the Blue Letter Bible, click on Baal, and you will see it literally means Lord, which is the name they planted over the name Yahuwah 7,000 times in the scriptures.
That's right.
Every time you see in all caps the Lord, it was originally his name.
That's right.
Yahuwah. If you don't believe me, go fact check me. I have studied to show myself approved.
That's right.
Revealing to you guys what I have found. Don't shoot the messenger. Now remember what I said. We're not supposed to be calling him Lord because it actually means Baal. Go to Jeremiah 23 verse 27. Whose true name is Yirmiyahu, who attempt to cause my people to forget my name for Baal.
All praises.
Or Lord. Remember guys, Satan is literally the father of lies.
That's right.
Look at this. However, the word Baal means Lord. Look it up. A proper terminology would be Elohim or Elohim. It means mighty one. But we should really be calling upon his name. Now, I can confidently say that the Most High knows our hearts, right? And He is abundant with grace and mercy. But now that you have this information, do your research on the name of Yahuwah and pray about it. All right, don't treat this pearl like a swine. We all need to study to show thyself approved, right? That is a duty that we all have.
That's right.
But don't just push this aside and continue to say God. Go do some research and prayer. I'll see y'all in the next one. Don't forget to like and follow.
That video was powerful. Only a select few will understand what's being stated. Everyone, go follow my IG page at Sean D'Amato. Please go follow. They are going to ban TikTok. So I need everybody to follow us to stay connected. I love you guys. Shalom.
Take her. I'm still waiting on him to say I can come there because right now I don't have nowhere to go.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. I have to come back and just sleep in my truck.
So what do y'all think of the video? I think so. Basically, what it's saying is they're pronouncing God G-A-D the same way as we're pronouncing God G-O-D, and based on the phonetics, the pronunciation is the same. So when you're saying God G-O-D, you're really saying Satan.
Let me tell you, there's no way for us to really know any of this because none of us was born then, when, and how. So they keep finding when they telling you they doing research, and their research is saying they telling you don't trust a book, but they had to go to another book to tell you not to trust that book. So you just put your best foot forward and hope that you're doing because God reads your heart. Plain and simple.
Well, he did say that God knows your heart.
You want to put email address in here?
And some of these people got a heart of
You want to put the email address in here?
What email?
My email address.
Juicy.
Man, you don't understand. Yeah, I have people in my car right now, y'all.
Juicy. Is she with us? Juicy. You're muted. Did we lose Juicy?
I think she not there. She got to come back in probably.
Juicy. She's coming back. There she is. Juicy?
Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I wasn't muted. I don't know what was going on. But what I was saying is, from how I'm studied and learned, you're not supposed to say God's name. Like, God is a nickname in a sense. The real name of God, we don't say. It's forbidden to be said. And in Hebrew, the symbols, it would be the Elohim, but people don't know how to pronounce it. So it's not even possible to be said. I'm with Tayama. I call God Lord. Loving,
exactly.
Always, willingly, and doing it.
Like you said, the Most High. So you basically you're creating your own name for Him.
Mm-hmm.
And
but it's my own relationship too.
Right, and that's what it's about. You have to have a relationship with the Lord, with the Savior, because it's not about what, like I said again, it's not what the man in the pulpit is saying. It's what you're saying to him.
Talladega Nights, that movie. He was like, I love mine, the baby Jesus.
What movie was that?
Talladega Nights. Talladega Nights.
I've never seen it.
Oh man, it was like a race car movie. It was a comedy. I can't tell you people names, but the white man was really funny. But the part that they were praying and they were talking about Jesus, and he was saying, pretty much in the movie, the Jesus he liked the baby Jesus, like baby New Year. He's like, I like mine, the itty bitty Jesus, the baby Jesus. Y'all
Okay.
might like the grown Jesus. I like the baby one. It was like, it's just your choice.
Right. But I have another video. It's called "Decided to Leave Christianity." I got something to say about that more in depth, in detail about Christianity. But check this out.
Why did you decide to leave Christianity?
The first commandment in the Bible tells you, thou shalt not place no other God before me. So that means that if you take the linguistic meaning of the word God, it means object of worship. It's not a name. So God is commanding you, thou shalt not take no other object of worship except me, right? So when you associate partners, right, you share his divinity to this water, or you worship this tree, or you worship the graves, and so on and so forth, you're disobeying the very first commandment. So it doesn't matter if thou don't steal, thou don't kill, thou, honor thy mother and father, so on. All those go out the window. Your faith is nullified once you disobey the very first one. So in Bible studies, I used to come across a lot of monotheistic verses. That one being the most important, the first commandment. There's another verse in Isaiah that says, you may know me and know that I am he. For me, no God was formed, nor should it be any after. For I am the Lord, and besides me, there is no Savior. So as a kid, I'm like trying to process this stuff. And like every time I used to share it with those who were entrusted with my religious education, I would never get no answers. I would get, ran down. Boy, you don't believe in Jesus Christ? Whoa, 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 calm down. Pastor, I'm just asking questions.
Ask questions.
If Jesus is God, why does he pray? Who is he praying to? Like, these are simple questions for a kid that's not just sitting there just to be sitting there. I'm sitting here because y'all put me here to learn. Right. You understand? Yeah. And now I'm asking questions and I'm not getting answers.
Yeah, that video is entitled "Decided to Leave Christianity," and I understand where you're coming from, because a lot of the Bible is filled with contradictions that contradicts itself. With some of the things it says, like at one point, everybody want to say God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is one. So if they're one, then who is Jesus praying to? If he can't be praying to himself. If Jesus is God and God is the Holy Spirit, he can't be praying to himself. Who is he praying to? He has to be praying to an entity outside of his body, outside of himself. So that's why I believe that Father God and Son, Father God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is three different entities. Because if Christ is on the cross and he's praying and looking up and praying to somebody, he's praying to something or someone outside of himself. He can't be praying to himself. He can't be saying, self, why have I forsaken myself? No, he's saying, Father God, why have thou forsaken me? He's talking to something or something more powerful than himself, outside of himself, which is God the Father. So he's the Son of the living God. That's why they always say God's sitting on the throne and the Son is sitting at his side. So obviously that's two different entities. But this guy here, he got so confused over the Christians telling him that they're one, and because he thinks they're one, or was led to believe that they're one, because he can't believe that Jesus will be praying to himself, it's confusing to him. So he left Christianity. That's one of the reasons he left Christianity, the one that kind of stuck out to me. But I have a future episode, a future show coming up. It's going to be called Biblical Contradictions, and I'm going to have about 4 or 5 ministers on as guests on that particular show, and I'm going to list all of the contradictions, well, not all, but most of the ones that I was able to find thus far, that's in the Bible that contradicts itself. You know, where sometimes it says thou shalt not kill, but then it shows you where God has killed, did all these killings. You know, contradiction. So I mean, that was just one to point out. But yeah, so stay tuned for that show. And I also have another religious show, Christian show that's coming up. It's going to be called Which Road Do We Take? Um, and it's going to be talking about the different types of religions and which is right and which is wrong. You know, Buddhist, Christianity, Muslims, atheists, Pentecostal. You know, different faiths, different religions, different denominations, and it's going to show roads and you know which road do we take, and which is right and which is wrong. And if I take this one, you know, am I still going to make it to heaven? You know, because this day and age, people are curious. You know, they're seeking truth, they're seeking answers, and people so quick to say you can't question God, but He said, "Ask anything in My name, you shall receive." So that means you're supposed to be asking Him. So again, that's a contradiction. You know, pastors say don't question God, but then God says, "Ask anything in My name, you shall receive." So I mean, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. How do you get the answers if you don't ask? So I don't think questioning or asking God a question is a bad thing, you know, but for some reason the Christians seem to think it is. Are y'all there?
I'm here. You know, I don't know. Some like my feelings and views. I don't know if I want to talk about people and their gods and stuff. You know, I look at religion is also based on region. Depending on where you live, also determines what you worship and how you
Exactly.
worship.
Exactly. You become a
So,
product. You become a product of your environment.
right. And so it goes back to me, you know, I've lived in so many places. So I've studied and worship, I guess you could say, so many different things that it's my heart. And I think that's what makes me so different because I base it on my heart. I base the ways of doing on my heart, not on what
Now,
the Bible says.
or any one religion says.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, I was raised Catholic and I had questioned why I had to pray to so many different saints instead of for them to take my message to God. Why was I not able to speak with God? And I have a problem today. I've noticed with like hierarchy going up the chain of command. I don't want to talk to the middle person. Like I feel that's a waste of my time. Like I'm gonna talk to you, then you gonna have to pass it, and I'm gonna have to say it again to somebody. Just give me that person who can make the decision.
give me his phone number.
Yeah. So I think that's where I was with then growing up, and with yeah, and then the different ways. You know, I visit other churches, and someone were like, "Man, I think it was where do they shout?"
Pentecostal.
Ooh, her her name was Chiffon. Her brother's name, I believe his name was Calvin. And he lived in Georgia and he came down and I'm gonna tell you, it felt like you know how they be like, I'm gonna sick my dog on you? He sicked his sister on me. And that girl called me every day. She was on, she tried to consume every inch of my every second of my time. And I went to church with her one time, and Lord have mercy, they started shouting, and they was talking about the devil was amongst us. I ran all the way home.
So were you the devil?
Who knows? I freed him if it was. I ain't stay around to see the devil show up, and I ain't stay to see the devil leave. I just knew it was time to go. If the devil was there, that was not a place for me. But they were shouting, and I ain't never seen shouting before. That was the first time. That was something. Woo, that was different.
Yeah, see, a lot of churches and denominations feel that shouting and speaking in tongues is demonic. Hey, cousin Johnny, what's up?
Hey, Johnny. You know, I had went to a church where they felt if you didn't speak tongues, you hadn't been delivered. Like you ain't there yet. Like,
Yeah,
and
I've heard that before too. Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, man, I don't know. I can't do that. I couldn't. They'll come in there pray, and then he'll try to push me. I could not fall. I'm like, nah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Hello?
Yeah.
You froze again, Tony?
Nah, he was typing in the thing if they want to join.
Oh.
Yeah.
How many
Johnny John,
times they send a tray around?
a collection plate.
A collection plate. In the
Well, you know
Catholic
they.
Church.
Go ahead.
In the Catholic Church, they only do it one time. But I don't even think they do it every service.
I know I went to church with a friend of mine. He's a Jehovah's Witness, and they didn't pass the collection plate at all. They had these little things. There was almost like a drop box at the door. So when you came in, you just grabbed an envelope, write your name and how much you're giving and blah blah. Your tithe, your offering, what building fund, educational fund. What it was for, what fund you wanted to go to. You dropped it inside of there, and then there was this little drop box with a little slit in it where you drop the envelope in, and you just dropped it in there.
Right.
So their philosophy was they didn't want to interrupt the service or the flow of the traffic. The flow of the service to collect money. That's that's done at the door and it's done on the outside of the sanctuary. So I guess they have the accounting team or the whatever team that counts the money. After they close the doors and service begins, that person goes out and empties those boxes or empty those drop boxes and take all the money back to the back and count it. Yeah, I know some churches they'll do at least three. They'll do one like a regular offering, and there's one church that'll do what's called a Levite offering, which is an offering just for the pastor. They'll do one for like the building fund. So that's three right there.
Nah, we have those boxes at the Catholic Church too. That's what I say. I don't remember if I don't believe they pass a thing around. But Catholic churches have a lot of services, so they got you there first thing 7:00 in the morning.
Johnny say he appreciate us. Please send the tray around. He needs $50,000. Okay, Reverend Johnny, Bishop Johnny, Bishop
Well, you can turn your home into.
You froze up, Juicy. Say it again.
I believe you have to have like 10 to 20 people meet on a regular, like once a week. And if you keep
A record.
Yep, your land, your property is tax free. You can turn your home into a cemetery and bury just one person on your land, and you never pay taxes, and your home can never get turned away either.
Yeah, you bury somebody on your property is considered a cemetery now.
Yeah. In North Carolina, you see a lot of people have little graves on their property.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That would be spooky. You're going to visit your friend and you see a headstone.
Oh, it's kind of normal there.
Wow.
I mean, it make more sense. You at least know where your people, loved ones are. You put them in these cemeteries, and then they end up losing, and then sold the plot to somebody else. And nah, in Jacksonville, I think Lim Turner. I think that street, the graveyard comes up, and right where the road starts is like a headstone. So you know they done put a whole road over that cemetery.
Johnny, the link is on the screen. So if you want to join the live discussion, click the link. So you're going to type that link in your phone or your computer or your tablet and come on and join the live discussion.
You know, I was thinking about when you were saying where it was speaking of we could be worshiping the devil. And isn't the devil just the same as the saint?
What do you mean?
Just like Saint Michael?
Oh, like one of the angels?
Right.
Yeah.
And so this is realm, right? Isn't that the story?
Yeah, he was one of the angels that was cast out of heaven.
And this became his like stomping ground, his territory. He got rule, he got reign over here. Like we on his earth. That's like people be going outside talking about the flies bothering me, but you in there, you went out your house into their house, and now they bothering you.
Yeah, you in their house.
Right.
Well, that's why I be telling people when they go to the beach. That's why I tell people when they go to the beach, they're worrying about the sharks. Well, that's their territory. That's their house.
So this is the devil's house.
When you go out in the ocean, you stepping into the shark's house. But yeah, the land, the earth is quote unquote the devil's stomping ground.
Right. But then that's where that free will come into making the choice to choose to do of the land, of the flesh, like they preach, or of your heart. Because we all know better. We just got to choose to do better.
Johnny, that's a crazy question.
I can't see the question. Was God wife a hoe? If God's father is Jesus' daddy.
No, because God can have a wife.
I mean, if God was Jesus' daddy, that's what I meant. Not God father. Right. That's what I mean. If God is Jesus' daddy, yes.
Then who will be?
Huh?
Who will be the hoe?
Well, they say Mary was.
But Mary wasn't God's wife.
Y'all, I'm here.
Nah,
I'm just getting them situated. But you needed to have at least Donovan on here to dissect this whole religion thing. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I sent him the link. I sent him and Don Allen the link.
they ain't gonna come talk about no blasphemy.
I don't even think that's blasphemy.
Yeah. That's
Everybody
how
and their
they would
mama
see
got
it.
questions.
I mean, but that's how they would see it if you know, going on that, basing on that, because to them, God is real. God is the creator. You know, God is not the devil. So to speak on God being something that their views is not.
Or the God entity as they see it.
Right.
Here's another
But you
video.
know, they say according to also they say God take many forms, and so we gotta also look at God as all things, omnipresent, and
Right.
everything all around, all we know. So it makes God the devil too.
Here's a video called The History of America.
Let me say that again. The whole history of America is the history of rich white men telling not rich white people that their enemies are black and brown. It starts in the colonies of what would become the United States. Let's remember, during the colonial period, mid-1600s, there was no such thing as white people. I know some people who are now called white find that shocking, right? Because they think whiteness is real, right? But whiteness was created. Europeans didn't call themselves white. We didn't call ourselves white. We weren't all members of one big happy family. Are you kidding? Have you studied the history of Europe? The history of Europe was about killing each other. That's what we did in Europe. We just killed each other before we figured out there were other people to kill. We just killed each other, right? I mean, that was the history of Europe. The English hated the Irish, right? Northern Italians didn't even think that Southern Italians were Italians. The Germans hated everybody, and everybody hated their ass right back, right? There was no team called white, no race called white, but all of a sudden, in the middle of the 1600s, there was. Why? Why was it suddenly necessary to create this thing called the white race? Well, because rich people can count, that's why. And so rich folks looked around, the ones that owned all the land, you know, in the colonies, the colonial elite looked around and they realized something, that they were heavily outnumbered by African enslaved folks, by European indentured servants who were just one level above a slave, or other Europeans who weren't technically indentured servants, but they were still peasants, didn't have any money, didn't have any land, and they could do the math. They added it up and they were like, damn, we got to figure out a way to split these folks apart from one another or they're going to rise up and take our stuff, right? Because after a while, these black folks who were enslaved Africans and these quote-unquote white folks who were poor Europeans are going to figure out they're all getting played by these rich people, right? So ultimately, the rich figure out they got to come up with some way to get somebody in that group on their team. The easiest thing is to get the poor Europeans, right? Because at least they look like you. They sort of share some of the customs and the culture. So they all of a sudden create this thing called whiteness, and they say, now you're part of the club. Now we're going to let you testify in court, enter into contracts, vote, at least if you're a man, own a little bit of land, at least if you're a man, right? And we're going to get rid of indentured servitude. No more of that, because you're too good for that. And we're going to take the white men, now called white men, and put them on the slave patrol to keep black people in line. Give them a horse and a gun and a badge and make them feel big and powerful, right? They're still poor. They still don't have anything. They didn't pay the slave patrol well. Right? Just exploited them, used them as a buffer between the elite and the other poor folks, particularly poor folks of color. And pretty soon the rebellions that occasionally happened where black and white got together to overthrow the elite, those stopped because the divide and conquer had begun to work, right? You could turn people against each other by telling those poor white folks they got to keep these black people in line. And so that divide and conquer gets initiated in the colonies, rich white men telling not rich white people that their enemies are black and brown.
Did you understand the gist of that?
Yeah. You know, this nation, the United States of America, was built on all like the forefathers were people who were kicked out and banned from those nations, and they came over here and found a place to be. And so there's so much history of all these different stories and time periods that we don't know or we're forgetful of. But there was no such thing as race. All this stuff was created to categorize.
Correct.
I don't know. I'm not.
Basically,
I don't.
basically what he was saying was the poor people was outnumbering the rich people.
As we are still.
Because the poor people didn't just include black and brown people; it also included white people too. There was white poor people as well. But in order to make the rich people more powerful, they had to increase their numbers. So how they increased their numbers was the indigent servants or indigent people, which was the white poor people. They made them now part of them because they look like them. They was also white. So now they created what's called the white people. Because it wasn't white people before, it was just upper class, middle class, lower class.
Right.
And that lower class, like I said, was white, black, and brown people.
All walks of all races of people. And so we're moving back into that time of a socioeconomic status and versus class.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess that's where the part of it is like, as long as when they came up with the Constitution and they started putting colors, that's when it started to matter, because they needed to get the people to feel that you could identify with being a darker color and not being a person. And that's all that they needed. They didn't need anything else but for that agenda to go.
True.
Because Italians ain't white.
So true.
But he just spoke about them as if they are. Tony, ain't you white? His beard
wow.
white.
If I'm white, he white. He my first cousin.
What on y'all daddy's side?
Okay. Mama side. But anywho, go ahead.
I was supposed to say where you get these videos from.
Legacy sent them all to me on TikTok, from TikTok. That's why I was hoping he was here to elaborate more on them since he sent them.
Right.
Because I was unable to send y'all the link through Messenger, so I sent it to, the group chat, his WhatsApp, both of his phone numbers, and I called his phone.
I'll be okay then.
So yep. Let's see what somebody else said. His mother cousin. Brother Carl.
Know thyself. When you say know thyself, that was something I was saying. My son, he was somebody, I don't know how we got on the subject talking about Islam. And Islam is, in a sense, knowing thyself. And Allah, arm, leg, arm, head, meaning the entire being, the person. Carl in the house.
Carl in the house. That's his uncle. It's funny how every time a black man go to prison, he come out Muslim.
And you know, when you say it's funny, but I look at the teachings of it, and that's pretty almost the only way you gonna survive, because the teachings of the Muslim teach knowing thyself, building you up and helping you know that you can do it, you can get through it. The Bible has a lot of oppression. It has you worshiping a white person and seeing that this man is going to be the savior and the person bringing you through. But in the Muslim, there it's all on you. It's strength in numbers because you coming apart and you being apart, but it's all on the values and the things that you instill within yourself to help get you lifted and doing.
That's true. I agree once again. But check this out. History repeats itself.
Black people today barely can read. They like the slaves, except the slaves knew a trade and had a skill. The black people today don't have a trade or a skill, but they read on the same level as the slaves read on. They can barely pronounce words like the slaves. Think about that. Today's black people read on the same level as the slaves read on. The same level with no skills and no trades. So they worse off than what the slaves were, except they just got prettier clothes.
That's real. Damn.
Yeah. We fucked up, homie. A lot of people get mad at me for this, but America is gonna have to save us again. Yeah. But they're gonna have to save us from ourselves. And that's when we'll go back into slavery.
Man, history may repeat itself.
History always repeats itself, and black people in America do not have a permanent right to vote. Most people don't know that. We do not have a permanent right to vote in this country. We do not have permanent rights. Those rights were amendments added to the Constitution. We don't have permanent rights. So if America gets mad enough, they get enough foreigners in this country, they can vote us back. They vote.
God is self. We are all children of the one God. Greater is he that is in you than he in the world. Well, okay, yes. God is in self. Know thyself. Greater is he that is in you, not in the world. And so the world, as that video was depicting, would be the devil. And greater is the God that is in you, in your heart. So if you know yourself and you know who you are and the righteous being that you are, you won't be of the world and do the devil's do. You will do God's do, which is your pure heart.
Okay.
Now, I feel him. We fucked because reading, they took phonics out of the schools, so the children are not learning how to read. They're learning how to remember. They were taught how to cite words, see this word, know those letters, and know that those letters say that word. But they don't know that, oh, that letter has this many different sounds. It can say so many different words. And their vocabulary is very limited. And they aren't being taught skills. They're taught, oh my gosh. I received a phone call from Carolina.
From who?
So I it said charity call, but it said Belgrade, Florida. So I picked up this one from North Carolina because, you know, my ex-husband is from North Carolina. So I wasn't sure if Niamki had applied for some things through like through being his father from there and for college or whatever. So I'm answering. He told me make sure I answer all unknown numbers. So I pick up this phone and it's a white man on the phone saying that I was selected to do a survey. And it was based on the children, the seniors today, and their experience in high school, and I would be paid $20 to do the survey. So I accepted to do the survey, get the $20. And the questions this man asked me, I prayed he was very uncomfortable to have a nerve to call a black woman and ask her how she feel about her son, a young black man in today's society, based on being discriminated against. And he went through the ringer of from school to sports to college to in the workplace to just at the park, the playground. I mean, he named so many different things, and every answer was yes. The thing of it is the demographic questions that he asked. My son didn't fit into that script because he gets good grades. He wants to attend school. However, he did fit into the fact that he's from this city. He lived in this type of home. How far was he from the railroad tracks? Do airplanes fly over his head? Because these things matter about the child and their upbringing because the environment counts. And when you're by electricity substations or railroad tracks, you're getting pollution. You're subjected to a lot that's going to make you not be successful, not be performing in school and stuff. And even though he was there, he still performed. So it was like kind of defying the odds. So then he offered me $20 more to answer another set of questions on a survey that was more detailed and about me and how I felt. And one of the questions it asked was, did I think my son was ready for the workforce world? Like, did his high school education prepare him for the workforce? And I told him no. That man, what do you mean? Would you like to explain? And I said, well, he attends a college preparatory school, and so they're not there to prepare them for the workforce. They're there to prepare them for college. And my son is prepared to be an owner, not a worker. That survey ended shortly thereafter.
Really?
Really?
So do you,
Good answer, though.
So do you get your $20?
Well, I've got to wait 6 weeks to get $20. I told him if I knew it wasn't gonna be direct deposit, I wouldn't have been through all that. But I was glad that I was questioned because I thought about how we get these statistics saying that single moms, most of their children end up in prison. And it's because of these surveys, it's because of the things that they're seeing, but they're not including all walks of life. Not everybody is signing up to be black. People are signing up to do things other than be a worker, you know. And so if we depend on the school system, like, say, I'm gonna just sit there and let Tyson just play and not get prepared for life, for what he wanted for his education. She encouraged him. He found interest and he enjoyed doing, and he did. It's what you present to these children that helps them grow and develop and become what they want to become. And a lot of children aren't even being given the opportunity to see that there's something other than what they're seeing. And so they're not choosing to learn to read. They just choosing to get by and not even pick up a trade, not pick up anything to do. Half of our black men that are like my age group now, all truck drivers. That's one of the most dangerous jobs. Well, not really, because longshoremen and going out there on them in the water and stuff is real dangerous too. And they doing that too. But it's all for money. Expendable. That's what we are.
I guess they're trying to find something that makes good, fast money legally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's also putting less value in you and more into what you're doing. Like he said, they can read like a slave. The only difference is they dressing nicer.
Right.
They
They're
looking
nicer
good.
clothes.
Yep.
That's true. It's so sad with our kids today. Like even when I ask a lot of kids as elementary school age, what do you want to be when you grow up? And it seems like their vision is so big. Oh, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a fireman. I want to be a school teacher. I want to be a judge. I want to be, that's when they're in elementary school. But then as you get
Right.
them closer to like graduating when they're 15, 16, 17, and I guess a little reality have set in at that point. Some of them got like part-time jobs, working after school, working, on work programs, getting out of school early, going to work. And now all they see themselves as doing is the cashiering, the bag boy, the cart pusher, the dishwasher, you know, and they'll see nothing more.
Right.
And I often sit back and look at the big picture, and I'm like, well, where did the dream go away? Because in elementary school you had this vision of being blah 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 blah, but now, 10 years later, your dreams have been diminished.
I don't know if they're still doing it. But I saw the dream go away, or in my with fluoride. Florida law
Florida statute.
FS
Florida statute.
1003.42, teaching of self. Fluoride, it helps calcify the pineal gland. And that's the one that's there to help you for rhyme and reason, rationalization skills, for yourself. So that's knowing thyself. And once they started giving that to the kids in elementary school, that helped them get opportunity to curb their thought process. So by the time middle school came, the thought to be able to do these big dream things that they thought they could do, realized, nah, like you said, reality set in. I ain't ready. I can't do that. That's not for me. And now they go on now to thinking they got to do something else. And they seeing the fast ways of the money getting made by the drug dealers, people on the corner. That's interesting. They take interest to it. and it just keep continuing and continuing.
I remember back in middle school. I don't know if they still have it this day and age, but I know back when I was in middle school, they had something that was called like the vocational wheel, where every quarter, because the school year is broken down into 4 quarters, so every quarter you would switch from one of the, so let's say your third hour class was your vocational wheel. So the first quarter you may be into a sewing class. The next quarter you might be in a cooking class. The next quarter you might be in well, the cooking they call it home economics. Then the next quarter you might be in woodwork. Then the fourth quarter you might be in I think it was either auto mechanic or machinery or something like that. So every 4 weeks they switch you into a different vocational course. Cooking, I think, was a great thing. Men and women both need to know how to cook, because men, you don't have to be dependent on a woman or finding a woman to cook. If you're single, great. You at least know how to sustain and cook and cook your own meals. So I thought that was a great one. The sewing I thought was great because, again, men and women both need to know how to sew. Your zipper bust, you can sew. Your pants rip, you can sew. Most great designers are men, the seamstress or designer or tailor are men. So, but as far as the woodwork and the heavy machinery, I didn't think those two were necessary. I think they should have replaced those two courses with something else, like maybe IT, computers.
And I think those two are
the other two I thought was garbage in my opinion. I think they should have been replaced with something else like IT, computers, economics, teaching you about money.
So where we going this way for? This one I'm going. Oh, okay. That's what I'm like. He saying no way. But Juicy needed all them. That's why Juicy sitting around building every damn thing.
You should have an economics class to teach you about money.
Yes.
I feel the wood shop class is needed because a lot of these people don't know how to repair their own property. They don't know how to fix stuff. They're hiring people. They're getting ripped off. To be regulation. Know how to do it yourself and regulate yourself.
So you think the wood shop or the wood
automobile?
Well, see the wood shop. See, Juicy, hold on. See, the wood shop class didn't teach you about building your house. It taught you how to build like a little bookshelf, to build bookends to go on the end of your, to hold your books on a bookshelf. A little spice rack. Little stuff like that. It didn't teach you anything that like building a house or tearing down a wall, which is what. Now, if it did that, then that'd be great. But it didn't teach that. We lost Juicy.
I see that.
Yeah, those classes. I think, like I said, if the wood shop class was teaching you how to tear down a wall or put up drywall or build a wall or replace your replace your toilet, plumbing, or install a toilet or stuff like that, then great. But like I said, the wood shop classes, they were teaching people how to build a little small spice rack, bookends to go on each side of your books, a little baby bookshelf, minute. What, we're gonna graduate and build book spice racks and sell them?
But you want to know something? That class opened up me having the
Okay, so where we
no.
going this way, Sean?
It
I'm just
showed me
gonna
how
go
to
up here,
use
so I
the
guess I don't
power
know.
drill. It showed me
That
how.
ain't saying nothing. You just having me draw.
Go ahead.
It showed me how to use the tools. It didn't show me how to build this. It showed me how to use it so that I could do it. And from there on, I learned how to put walls up. I learned how to put tile up. I put sidewalk pavements down. I put fence. I did. It taught me a lot in woodshop. I sand furniture.
I personally, like I said, I just thought the wood shop class and the mechanic class was a total waste.
Oh my gosh. In the mechanic class, listen, I know can't no mechanic rip me off. I know what's wrong with my car. I can tell them what's wrong. So it can go ahead and be an easy fix. Ask Palm Beach County School District about
Florida statute.
yeah. The right to self, the knowledge of self.
Listen, I got another video I want to show you. Is the kissing case. There was a case way back when. Well, let me before I show that one, I want to show you this one here because Carl was saying something about the school district. This is school versus prison. Look at the similarities. This is a 16-second video. Check this out.
I like this one.
This shows the similarities between prison and school.
Mm-hmm.
So the school system is just setting you up to go to prison.
Setting you up.
The same food
Or
trade.
conditioning you to be controlled.
Right.
Because prison doesn't have to be the outcome, but making sure you following these rules and regulations definitely is.
I said, wow. When I saw that, I said, yeah, I got to show that video. But anyway, yeah, let me show you this about the kissing case. Oh, Carl said something else. He said, and meet him at the next school board meeting. Check this out.
In 1958, there was a case called the kissing case where it was a 7-year-old white girl. She recognized the little black boy who would come to her home with his mother. His mother worked as a domestic. So they were out and playing, and she saw the black kid, and she kissed him and his friend on the cheek. So the little girl went home and told her mother, hey, I kissed my friends on the cheek. And the mother found out it was 2 black kids. So she called the police and said that the little boys, 7 and 9, raped the 7-year-old girl. They arrested the 2 boys. They beat them up, put them in jail. They wouldn't let the kids see their parents. It was a huge international case. And what happens, they were going to sentence the boys to reform school until they were 21. And there was such an outcry from the international community. A lot of the international community started to turn on the United States. There were protests in Paris. There were protests in Rome. Certain countries, they were stoning the U.S. embassy. So this was a major embarrassment for the United States. So they eventually had to let the boys go.
I missed the beginning of it, but I heard the end. Now, what happened now?
In 1958, I think it was, there was this lady, she was working as a domestic for this white family. And I guess whenever she would come over, she would bring her son, or 2 sons, 7 and 9.
What time you getting up in the morning?
7-year-old and 9-year-old. And so somewhere in the community, I guess the little white girl who is the domestic people who she worked for, child, saw them, and she kissed the little boys on their cheek because she recognized them from coming over to her house. So I guess she eventually told her mom that she kissed her two male friends on the cheek. At first, the mother didn't have an issue with it until she found out that it was the two black boys. So the mother called the police and said that the two boys raped the daughter. Now, mind you, the boys are 7 and 9. Penis probably don't even get hard yet. But nevertheless, that's what the white lady told the police. So the police came and arrested the two boys, and they was going to hold them into some type of school until they was turned 21. But there was such an outcry, and from other countries as well as America, but other countries as well, like a protest that other countries had even stopped doing business with America and was like I said, protesting so much they had to release the boys and let them go.
We something else. And people like, I'm proud to be an American.
So that saying innocent to proven guilty, I mean, no, they was guilty and no chance of proving themselves innocent.
We always are. We always are.
Here's one I wanted to show a video. It's called The 7 B's. The 7 B's.
Kid deserves to know the 7 B's. And the 7 B's are different depending on if you're a little boy or a little girl.
Well, elaborate. Talk to me.
For the little girls, the 7 B's are books before boys because boys bring babies.
Say that again, please.
It's books before boys because boys bring babies.
I love that.
And then the one for boys is a little more harsh.
Say what you gotta say.
It's books before bitches because bitches be broke.
Because bitches do what?
But bitches be broke. Books before bitches because bitches be broke. That was the one for boys. And the one for the girls was books.
I got that one.
For boys because boys bring babies. So those are the 7 B's, ladies and gentlemen, to teach your children. Books before boys because boys bring babies. Or books before bitches because bitches be broke.
You know, why don't we teach our children affirmations, morals, values?
That was their way of teaching morals and values.
That was a moral and a value?
That was their way. Value your books for boys. So boys bring babies.
What was that?
Jeanette said, why boys got to be boys and girls got to be bitches. So they needed a B. The 7 B's.
I mean, we could have been abroad.
Thank you.
Let's make this voice grow in Palm Beach County, Florida. Thanks for making an attempt to ask people to think. May peace be unto you.
Thank you,
we want people to really think. Because right now, the times are coming. That's all you're going to be able to do. And you got to be able to think quick and think right. Because you think long and wrong,
I want to show this
they're
video.
going to say, go over there, sir.
Yes. I have an inspirational video. Check this out. This is gonna uplift the women. This not bitches. Hold on.
Jordan take females back after they cheat. It's my kingdom, right? The most important piece inside this, just like chess, you let somebody capture the king, the game over. No, and you got other pieces that play. You got pawns, they go out there first, get their ass hit. You got rooks, you got a bunch of shit, right? Knights and shit. They can get to it, they can go certain ways that they can go. But guess what the queen could do? The queen could go here, there, there, however many ways she want to do. That's why she's the most important thing in the house. She could do anything. Most people can't play without a queen. Most men can't get rich without one main bitch. A real one.
Correct. The most powerful men are married men.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And it's really the women making the power play.
Now if somebody fuck that, you gonna be like, man, you gonna cry.
I need two part 30s.
Immediately.
Did you catch that, Juicy? And Thelma saying the most powerful person on the board is the queen. So the queen could go anywhere. And then it related that chess game to real life. The most powerful man is a married man because he has a woman in his ear, supporting him, lifting him up, directing him, encouraging him, believing in him, supporting him. So it takes a powerful woman to make that man mighty. That's what I got from the video. So let me know if y'all gathered or received something different.
No, I gathered that too. I gathered a bit more. The woman is definitely, I feel, one of the most powerful pieces. I think, everybody have a role to play, that together role. We all got something to play a part for each other. And the thing of it is we don't look at each other as the most important part or the role, but it take two. Like, in order for me to be here, it took both man and woman. In order for a man to be here, it took man, it took woman. There's no division in that. And so we need each other. Think and Grow Rich, that book spoke about being married and the powerhouse of that connection, that bond, and how it takes off, and how you have what you're supposed to have because you've formed what you're supposed to form in order to build and to grow. So I agree with what he was saying, like about the game of chess, and the most successful men are married men, because they needed that one person to help them do what they need to do. But then we got them to start being greedy. One more than one.
The man is being greedy.
Greedy.
Let's end it off. We're talking about this P. Diddy situation. I recently received a video telling me that I don't have the video, but I couldn't show it anyway because it was too long. It was about 25 minutes long.
What kind of video? What's the video about?
I'm going to tell you what it's about. They recently released the big dogs on P. Diddy's properties in LA and his property in Miami, Florida. So they invaded their properties, and they're confiscating evidence. And so far, they found an abundance of firearms and weapons on both properties. They found an abundance of illegal drugs on both properties. They found thus far pictures, photos, videos. They haven't went through the videos. They haven't looked at the videos yet, but they said the videos that they're sure is of things that shouldn't be happening, as far as like sex acts, sex activities, where he's filming male and females. So allegedly, so they haven't looked at the videos yet, but they've collected all these videotapes, photos, just from the photos, they already have proof from the photos. They said, so the investigation is still ongoing, and they're still searching and looking for more and more stuff. But I'm like, wow. And like I was talking to Chuck Dog earlier today, one of my brothers, and I was telling Chuck, yesterday, and Darren today, I was saying, even if I had that kind of power and influence on people to be able to make them do what I want them to do sexually, I wouldn't, because of the fact that, one, as a producer and as talented as P. Diddy is, my thing is, it's all about the dollar. So my thing is, when I discover somebody, I'm gonna go after your talent, produce you to make me money, to make me more money, not to make me horny or have sex with you. I can get, even if I'm attracted, because think about it, when you're at that level and you got that much money and that much power and push in the industry, there are going to be those that's going to be at you freely. So you ain't gotta coerce anybody or trick anybody or pay anybody or misinfluence anybody. You ain't got to do all that. It's going to come to you automatically.
You're on a whole different thought process of what these people are. You have to look at these people as someone who's had an opportunity to do so much that they're so bored in what they can do. So now they have to create the excitement, create the this that's they need to still get that sensation, and it has to come from somewhere. So it comes from doing what we wouldn't consider doing, because we ain't did all the other shit they did already. From things that I've heard about P. Diddy and the lifestyle he was brought up with his mom and stuff, that young man there did what we doing now when he was a child. So it was nothing more to discover other than to live it out other ways.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where...
Oh my.
What if he gets off on the grounds of being abused as a child? And so now he doesn't know better to do better. And so he didn't know he was doing wrong.
Oh no, I think it's to the point where they want him so bad that they're gonna find other charges. So even if you got off on that, you still got charges of gun possession, drug possession, child pornography. So they're gonna have so many charges on him to the point where you may get off on 2 or 3, but you be able to get off on 4, 5, and 6.
Now my other part to that is these people do these things thinking that they can and they will get away with it and that nothing will go wrong. But could they have been used as pawns and taking the bait and the scapegoat for somebody else who's doing?
Elaborate on that. What do you mean?
Like, I'm not too into the people, but Bill Cosby, is he in or out?
He's out of prison.
He's out. But he was connected with somebody else, some white man, right? Epstein. Is that the man's name?
Hold on. What you say, Jeanette? He had a plea deal with years ago with the people that the ladies that he supposedly, quote, allegedly did anything with,
Right.
and they weren't, and then had them sign NDAs, and they weren't, by law, they weren't supposed to be able to talk about it. And it was
Okay.
settled, and it was settled legally with financial settlement. But
Years ago.
And then years later, now all them same ladies have come forward. So those are all illegal come forths.
Okay, now remember I told you that I was in college at FAM, and there was a girl who said he was her father, and he was paying for her college, but he was not her father, but he had some dealings with her mother. And once she started trying to tell people that was her father, he stopped paying for her college, because the agreement was, I'm doing what I'm doing, but you're not supposed to do this. Now, what I mean is, I don't remember. So all this is allegedly. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, he was connected to one of these sex trafficking people, Hillary Clinton. And instead of Hillary Clinton getting caught and taking the rap for all that she's done, Bill Cosby is the one who it fell on. Now he takes the rap. And these other people get off scot-free. But we're going to get him out. We coming for you, but you got to take it this way. And we're going to come get you out. We're going to create a way for you to get out. But we need somebody to take this, so to take the heat off of us.
It could be situations like that where multiple people are involved in these situations, but somebody has to take the fall. Yeah.
And that's what I mean with P. Diddy. Like, I'm wondering if they get
That's like years ago. Like years ago when I robbed the bank and murdered 3 people in the bank, and Jeanette went to prison for me.
See, you had me there, right? Because I know a few bank robbers and murders. So I was like, damn, you too, dog. And I'm waiting on him to tell me where his money at. Like, he trying to act like he ain't got it, but I know you done hit it somewhere. I know.
Jeanette took the fall for me, so that's my dog.
That's my dog.
But we got her out though.
See? And she stayed right there by your side, making them home baked cakes. Them homemade cakes from scratch.
Hold up now. That's right. So you start. See, that's why I put a disclaimer on at the beginning of the video. So you start some shit.
That's why she right there doing what she doing it well.
Now you saw me earlier eating cookies. Those were some homemade cookies she made.
See, from scratch. Cause my girl can cook, and I don't know why you be trying to hate on her like that. Thank you for being frozen.
Let me find my Okay, you said from scratch.
Yes, she be cooking. She be cooking. She be cooking. No, but seriously, I really think I'm waiting for all of this P. Diddy to just boil over, because there's so much more that's got to be being covered up that we're missing. And someone had put a post out about what's going on with the war. They still throwing rocks and stuff. What's happening?
You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up. Yeah. We talking. I said, with all this that's going on, there's got to be something that's being covered up. And I said, what's going on with the war? What are we missing? That's what makes me wonder, like, what am I not seeing? What's gonna happen? What's coming up?
I know there's a war going on right now in Haiti where the government has been taken over by a street gang. They've taken over the administration.
Haiti,
Right? The gang is called, I think it's called Hamburg.
Haiti always rising up. If we don't learn anything from them, we need to learn how to rise the fuck up. Cause when they don't want shit, they about to take their shit back. They be like, oh, hell to the nah. And they getting theirs. They gonna get theirs.
Okay.
Best believe. Big ups yourself. Hey, go and get it.
A few minutes left. We're gonna go ahead and close out the show. If y'all don't have anything else to say, go ahead and say it now. Forever hold your peace.
I want to say T-Mobile gave out some solar glasses. We have a solar eclipse coming, and they're telling everybody not to look at it. Please.
A solar eclipse?
When the solar
when is the solar eclipse coming?
I don't have the other phone to Google. We're going to have to Google that and let people know. I don't have the other phone to give you the exact time. But I think it's like the 6th or something. Eclipse? Maybe try Alexa. Alexa. Is that her name?
2017. Won't happen again for another 20 years. 15 total solar eclipses have been recorded in the U.S. in the last 150 years, with the next one expected in August 2044.
August 20th.
No, what's
August 20th, 2020.
The one that's coming up. We got something coming up in a couple days. What's that?
I don't know. Google just said August.
It's coming in April 6th, something like that. Ask what's coming on April 6th.
Hey Google, what's coming April 6th?
Sorry, I didn't understand, but I found something else. Do you want to know what is special about April 6th?
Yes.
On the website daysoftheyear.com, they say, it's National Pardon Day, Hostess Twinkie Day, National Pajama Day, National Student Athlete Day, International Day of Sport for Development and Peace, and much more.
Look, National Pajama Day. Stay your ass in bed.
Okay.
Whatever is coming up, we'll have to upload it because I'm gonna find out and I'll post it in the comments and we'll be in the comments. So y'all just check it out.
If we do a show if we do a show on the 6th, we gotta all have on our pajamas.
Okay. We can do that. But it's telling everybody not to look at the sun. And at that time, please get some sun gazing going on. Sun gazing is very powerful for your mind, body, and soul.
That's chakra.
Right. It opens up your third eye, but it also it cleanses, it helps detox, it helps break up the cells, it builds up your immune system, it gives you energy. It's an activation process. You should be taking advantage of these times and not blocking yourself from the frequencies and energies that's out there to help you. So please go look at that sun. Don't wear them glasses and cover your eyes.
So you're saying look into the sun?
Look into it. So there's ways you're supposed to look to the left, to the right, to the left, up, down, straight out, following your nose. And you're supposed to do it in an exercise and that helps build the strength of your eyes and help keep your muscles strong so that you don't need glasses and have need reading glasses when you're getting older and stuff. But yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. But when you get off the show, we're gonna look on your phone and find the dates and everything. So I'll be able to talk about it. Even if I got to do a 2-minute video and just release it separately to let everybody know.
Gotcha. I will.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, go ahead and let them know how to find you, Juicy.
You can find me here every Tuesday and Thursday. Cause take heed, take note. Make sure you understand we are not here on Fridays. We're here Thursday at 8 p.m. You can find me on Facebook, Miss Nicole Purse, Enliven Your Way to Wellness. Instagram is beautiful. I don't know about TikTok. I keep hearing they banning and tracking people, and I just like my clean slate. So just look at the old stuff. I still ain't post nothing new. Or check out my website, enliventouYou.com, for all your homeopathic needs. That's it. Oh, let me introduce. You gonna introduce yourself? And I'd like to bring out no other than the one who has made a way and made this all possible for us. The one we love so dear, our brother from another mother, Mr. Anthony. Go ahead, Tony.
Yes, I'm yours truly, Mr. Anthony Brown. You can find me on all social networks, all social platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube under Anthony Brown, or Anthony the Writer, or The Anthony Brown Show. Please join my Facebook page, Anthony the Writer. I appreciate it because I post on there around a regular basis. And I ask that also, if you have any show ideas, comments, concerns, likes, dislikes, suggestions, anything, I'm very open. You can't hurt my feelings. Please email me or call me or text me. You can email me at theanthonybrownshow@gmail.com, or you can text or call me at 561-768-3710. So let me know anything that, like I said, you want to see or don't want to see, or you like, dislike. If you have any ideas, suggestions, whatever, anything that we can do to enhance the show, to broaden the show, to take the show to the next level, or, whatever. But just reach out to me. I appreciate it so much. And words that I live by, and so should you. You gotta grind until you shine. So unfortunately, our brothers, Jose couldn't be with us tonight for whatever reason. I did not send him the link. He didn't show up. So Guantanamera, sorry, Jose, you couldn't be here. Donovan, he couldn't be with us. Our roving reporter, our street reporter, he couldn't be with us tonight. So maybe they beat him up out there in the streets. I don't know, but maybe he'll check in later and let me know what's going on. And of course, my little big brother, Mr. Legacy the Great, the gospel mouth of the South. You know what I'm saying? All the videos came from him, and he wasn't even here to talk about them. He and Jose actually sent me all the videos. 2 of the videos was from Jose. So they sent me all these videos, but weren't here to talk about them. But nevertheless, we Juicy and I and Miss Tayama held it down. And Tayama was over there being a good Samaritan, holding it down for her home girl out in the streets that was having automobile trouble. So she was out there staying on the side of the road, like Donna Summer, showing her thigh. She works hard for her money. You know what I'm saying? Trying to stop traffic and everything, trying to find a mechanic.
So you better
treat her right. Yes. So she had there trying to get her friend car fixed and this and that and so on and so forth. But nevertheless, before we get out, I just want to again thank all of you for coming in tonight, because you could have spent your evening with anybody and anywhere doing anything else, but yet you chose to be with us tonight, and I really appreciate that. That means the world to me. So again, like I said, definitely hit that subscribe button, because statistics show that about 85% of our viewers are watching but not yet subscribed. And I don't know why. You come every week and watch. So that's called shacking up. So come on, let's make this an official relationship and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make it official. Make it last forever. And while you at it, click that bell so that way you'll be notified every time we go live. Hit that thumbs up. Until next time, what they say, Juicy?
ATL.